training large number of data sets, and we have a good reach in Python. And there are a lot of number of good reasons choosing Python because it's very easy to write and say interpreter language, and it can run on any of the operating system.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So because it is a general purpose programming language, so where you can, it is very simple to code. So if you are coming from the Java, C++, C language backgrounds, even .NET, so by looking at the Python, you will feel very simple. Anybody can learn very easily. And that was not only that one. So the second reason is, so earlier we never have the Python. So we people use it to use the R. So back in some years back. So the R is the only programming language which is available for the people who is doing the statistics. At the end, machine learning is nothing but statistics. Underlying thing is statistics. Whatever you speak, even the deep learning AI is nothing but statistics. So at the beginning, all the algorithms so were built in R. So R comes with some predefined set of rules and little bit complex to write the program. R. So mainly for mathematics and statistics. So we use it to use it. And it was way back old. It was developed like in 1993. And still it is because after um, huge impact of the Python, so the Python made it very simple, unlike the R, a little bit complicated comparing with the Python. And but they're really efficient, are still efficient programming language. Uh, Whether the Python is efficient or not. If you ask me in the efficiency, Python is definitely not an efficient programming language. The biggest efficient language or the most efficient language is C. C programming language is most efficient because it is the low level programming language. So C also general purpose and whatever the programming language you use in low level in the sense you have to write your code in terms of memory. How much memory you wanted to allocate to each variable and all. In depth of the low level in the sense not in the terms of the value, in terms of the work you have to put on. You have to work in ground level. Okay, so most of these are built on based on the C, even the Python, C++, Java, all the programming Go also. So even recent times, there was one more programming language which is getting evolved called Rust. Have you ever heard? Rust is also they're also competing actually. 2015 it got launched it initially, but they were also trying to make it marketplace. They're going to each and every company asking them to please use our programming language. Maybe it is they are claiming it is more efficient, maybe efficient than the Python, but to come into the market and use it by entire world, it takes a lot of time. But so far, so Python is the only language so which we are doing it, and we have to use. One more advantage of the Python is abundancy in the libraries. Go to the pip. Pip is a website where we will download all the libraries of the Python installation package. Pip means Python package. It's like whatever the libraries you develop in the Python, they will keep it in this library called pip. Okay, so go to this uh, thing, browse projects. Almost every single thing, whatever you name it, every library will be present in the Python. It may not be present in the Java. Suppose if I wanted to use some machine learning algorithms, we do have the library called sklearn. All right. So whatever the project you want, you can search here and get it installed by using this command. So before do that, so let's install the Python. So you can go into this Anaconda website. So this is Anaconda downloader. So you have the Windows, Mac, and the Linux. Three operating, depending on your operating system, you choose to download it and install it. Installation is very simpler. You just double click on the installer and you just click on next, next, next. It takes a lot of time at the beginning. Why? Because it's a very huge software. So maybe it will take maybe a couple of minutes, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes, or sometimes it take, depending on your computer configurations. All right. So the latest version, you can see here Python 3.12 as a stable version. So when you install this Anaconda, it comes with entire bundle. The Python, all other necessary libraries which we are going to use in the data science or machine learning. So once you install it, it looks like this. So you can even install the navigator. You just try to click on everything and do the default installation method. So I'm trying to open the Anaconda navigator after the installation. This is how it looks like. So it comes with all these pre-built things, including the Python and all other machine learning libraries. Okay. So the coding, we will use the IDE as a Jupyter notebook. So we can even use the VS Code and the Spider, the PyCharm. So many library, so many IDs are available for the Python. So you can see the PyCharm Professional. This also we can use VS Code, Spider. Okay, so there are a couple of other things also. That even it comes with R programming language, R Studio. So if you somebody is wanted to develop in R, they can directly launch this and they can use it in this R Studio. What we're going to focus is Jupyter Notebook here. So this Jupyter Notebook or Jupyter Lab, both you can use. Both almost work same. Yes, anybody is having question?
Yeah, most of the companies use Jupyter, or is there any other the companies will use?
Yeah. So the thing is, for the teaching for the POCs, right? It's always better to use the notebook or Jupyter Lab. After you build the POC, so when you're doing for deployment, download it or convert into a Python format. So how it looks like is, generally we have to use both of them, notebook as well as it's up to the personal preference, right? Nobody is asking you, like even none of the company will ask you, oh, okay, you have to use only Spider or VS Code or professional PyCharm. So it's up to your choice. Personally, if you ask me what you have to choose, I will ask you to go to for VS Code. There will be a lot of debates, but the reason for choosing the VS Code is it is having the integration with every single programming language like JavaScript, HTML, Java, C++, almost every single plugin available for the VS Code. Suppose if you're using Spider or PyCharm, you can only code the programming language like Python. Sometimes it may be required for you to use the Bash script as a part of your development work. Sometimes you may have to use some other programming language, may be required. So it is always better to use VS Code. This is very famous when you are writing the real-time code. Okay, but for the visualizations and all, suppose if you are using the data analysis work, this Jupyter notebook is better. While deploying into the production, you convert using the VS Code. Okay, so the how it differs is click on the launch. Okay, uh, when you click on the launch, navigate to the projects folder. So whatever the folder where you wanted to write the code. Yeah. So in this particular my course, so I'm having such kind of a hierarchy in my thing. So I click on the new. create a Python 3. This is how the interface looks like, Jupyter Notebook. And this is a file name. This is my first program, right? Uh, Maybe I will call it as the test. This is my file name. You can see here the line numbers. So each cell is a, you can write your code in this cell. For suppose, if you are using any other program, other IDE like VS Code, I will even show you how the VS Code looks like. So look at this VS Code. So left side, you will have the projects folder. Okay. So here, what you can do, same thing you can do even here, the Jupyter Notebook, which you have it, but the better to use the one which I have shown you. Now after that, when you build real-time thing, so for suppose, uh, I wanted to build something, click on this one, test.py. This is a Python extension format. Okay, so you can write the code here as a text editor. But here, when you try to execute the code, it will execute entire this bunch of code. But in my case, I wanted to execute only first line. Suppose I'm writing a code of hello world using this thing. Okay. So, and again, I'm writing some other code, something, say, hello world 2, hello world 3. So which one I wanted to execute only line number 1? Is it really possible? Technically, no. When you try to execute this code, you have to run entire this one. Here the run button is there. So when you click on the run, it will run all of them. Hello world 1, hello world 2, hello world 3. But in this case, Jupyter Notebook, you can execute each command separately and create a new cell here. The plus symbol is there. You click on it, it will open the new one. You write line number 2. So this interactiveness is very much in the Jupyter. And one more thing, suppose what if you wanted to do the visualization, some plot you wanted to see. In this case, it's not possible. You can't see the plot because it's a Python extension. The Jupyter Notebook, you can even display the plots and all everything nicely here. That's why we have to use the Jupyter, even for the data analysis work, or even for the building the POCs. After when you are succeeding, the data analysis, you have to export. You can see here, this download as, or yeah, you can download this entire code as HTML, PDF, or .python. So .python in the sense, so this format. You can download in whatever the format you wanted. So that is the reason this is very better choice to code, even at least at the first learning stage. Even still, I'm using the Jupyter Notebook even in the real-time projects. So once you're done with the project, to execute or deploy it into the machine, then download it as a Python extension, then you can deploy it in the machine. Okay. For the POCs building and for real-time coding, so this is really good to proceed. All right. So you understood. I hope you got some idea about the IDE. And here a lot of buttons were there. So I will explain few of the buttons. So each cell you can create using the plus icon. And how do you want it to write the description of this code? Of course, you can use the comments like any other programming like language like Java and all. But in this particular case, you can even embed the HTML program. Suppose this is a cell. So one cell, two cell, three cell, four cell. This is a coding cell. If you wanted to convert into a the description or markdown cell, change the cell name to the cell type to the markdown. and you see here is description. Can you see here in the bold letters we got it? You add one more hash, the heading will reduce. You add only one hash, the size of the text is larger. You try to add more hashes, the size is getting decreased. Okay, so this we can use it for the to write the comments or description of the code, what that particular piece of code is doing. So this code is doing something, doing blah blah blah. So you are even making your code more explanatory. So that was an advantage. And you can even share this code with somebody else they can use it for any other purpose. So one of the website where you can see the list of codes are GitHub. GitHub.com. We'll talk about that later. For now, we'll proceed this thing. Okay, so we got to know how to create a cell, how to write a code, how to write a comment. So these three are important. And even you can move the cells. Suppose you have written the code here. This code you wanted to move ahead. Click here, this arrow symbol. This will move your code to the first cell or bring it down wherever you wanted. You can take the code. So this kind of a flexibility was there. And you can even delete this code, cut the cell or copy the cell. Okay, so run in the sense it will run that particular cell. So here when I click on the run, hello world got executed. Here also the one of the shortcut for this one, control and enter. If you're using the MacBook, command and enter. Same thing you can be achieved when you click on the control plus enter. Instead of going all the time click on the run, you can use the keyboard shortcut control plus enter. In case of the MacBook, it is a command and enter. Okay, so there are a lot of other features also available. So as we proceed while coding, we will use it depending on our use case. Even the widgets and a lot of other functionalities also there. For now, let us proceed with the first program of the Python. So tell me in the world, so how many types of data is present? Anybody? Please make this session as interactive. Even if you don't know, it is fine. How do we talk? So what language I'm speaking with you?
Can you ask the question again?
So what I'm asking is what language I'm speaking with you. So what kind of a data I'm transferring to you currently, or what I'm speaking, right? It's in English. So English is a text. So people are able to understand the text. And what about other things? Suppose if I talk about how much marks you got, you may tell me like 90 marks, 80 marks. People talk about the numbers. And I can ask you questions whether you passed the test or not. You will reply me yes or no.
That is Boolean, right?
Yeah. And what else was there? Technically, these are very broad way. So this text we call it as a string. Numbers we call it as the integers, and float because we even talk about the 1.1, 1.2, 1, 2. So integers and floats. And yes or no, nothing but true or false. We call it as a Boolean. So this is the broad way of explaining about the data types. So wherever you go, whichever the programming languages, you will fundamentally see these three data types. So from these three data types, you can build any other data structure. That was secondary. So without this thing, you can't build the data structure. So we will do few arithmetic operations. Maybe some of the people it will be very basic thing, but I know few of are very new to this programming language. That's why I had to explain. So arithmetic operation addition. So you may be wondering this print is very simpler to print something. So here when I call the print with a calling function, so it will print the things whichever displayed in this. So 2 minus 3 subtraction, multiplication, division. These are all common things, right? We got 5 here, minus 1 here, 6, and this is 0.66 and all. Okay, so this division is a little bit tricky. So it is giving me a float. So when you do the division, you will get a quotient and the remainder. How do I get the quotient or remainder?
We can
So
use methods.
which method?
I'm not sure about the method, but I know that they can,
Hmm,
use them any
function.
method. Yeah,
Okay.
function.
Yeah. So it's okay, but we have the operator for that, so we don't need to do anything. Here, the plus symbol indication addition, minus for subtraction, this the star symbol for the multiplication, division by the slash. When you put two backslashes, it will give you the quotient. So what will be the quotient for the 3 comma 2? 1. So 2 multiplied with 1, so whatever it is there, 1 point, maybe the 5, right? So the 1 is quotient here. How can you get quotient? It is remainder. So when you do 3 divided by the 2, so remainder will be 1. In case if you don't wanted to have the float and you wanted to get a remainder, that can be done by the ampersand or percentile symbol. Sorry, it's a percentile symbol, not ampersand. Remainder. What will be the remainder here? 0. It is perfectly divisible. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. Remainder is 0. This is for the quotient, this is for the remainder. Tell me how can you do the exponential? 2 to the power of 3. Any guess? Just guess it, it's fine. Tell me about this exponential. What do you mean by 2 to the power of 3? 2 multiplied with 2 multiplied with 2. So what could be the potential, the symbol for this? When I'm asking you something, it is not necessarily like I will be expecting the right answer from you.
It should be 8, right?
Yeah, it is right, but I'm asking about the what could be the operator. 2 to the power of 3. How can I write here?
2 into 4.
2 to the power of 3, right? 2 times 2 times 2. So the symbol is 2 with double star and 3. Asterisk symbol we call it as. So with the multiplication symbol. So this will give us the power 2 to the power of 3 as a 8. And yeah, so we got this. So the next is these and all mathematical operator, max to max. We don't go beyond this. We covered most of them. And next is logical operators. So when we talk about the operators, so logical operators are what? So which can be used for comparison. When the two values were given, how can you compare? You got the marks of 50, I got 60. Who got better marks? You have to compare with the less than symbol, greater than symbol, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Maybe both are equal, both are not equal. Okay, these are all basic logical operators. And few more things also will come as we go ahead. I will try to explain those things also. Print 3 less than or 3 less than 4. Is it true or not? 3 less than 4. True, right? This logical operation is true.
Yes,
Yeah,
true.
it is true.
We will get a true. This is the boolean as an output. 3 double equal to 4. It is a false. So logical operators will give us the boolean as an output, right? So 3 less than 4, we cannot get like some particular value. We always get true or false for all of these conditions. And what if I wanted to do the multiple conditions? For suppose I wanted to check print. So these both of them, I wanted to check for this condition, maybe 3 less than 4, as well as I wanted to check for the condition 7 greater than 8. Both conditions, how can I check in single line? By using the AND. So you are checking this is a true and this is a true. Or coming back to the gates. So tell me the and or logic when the 1 and 0, the two variables x comma y. So one is coming 1, the other coming as 0. So what will be the AND operator will give us? When the two inputs are 1 comma 0, what will be the AND? So AND will
One,
give
right?
us the true only when both of them are true. So what is this condition? When the both are coming as a true, then only the AND is true. When either of them are true, the OR is true. These are very simple logical gates which we have seen in our school days, right? So AND gate will give us if both of the A and B both are true, then only I will be true. In the OR gate, either A or B is true, I will be true. So these are also part of the logical AND comma OR. Okay. So what about this one? Not and not or. Here, whatever you get and you give a opposite, that is a not. So 0 means you put a 1. 0 means you keep an opposite one. 1. 1 means 0. 0 means 1. Not or means 1 means 0. 1 means 0. 1 means 0. 0 means 1. The opposite. Not a and, not a or. correct? So not also one of the operator. How many we got in the logical operators? Not only the less than or greater than or not equal to or equal, and or not. These are also important. All right. So we talked about the gates and these things. See, the next is how to take a variable. So every time when you talk about 3 comma 4, it doesn't make sense. So the reason is how can you use the numbers all the time? We had to name these variables. I don't want it to call 3 as a 3. I wanted to call it to some variable. Okay, so for suppose I wanted to check for a string, the string I can create using a quotations here. So I'm a string. How can the number of ways you can create a string is using the double quotations, or you can use a single quotation. Both are correct. So whichever is comfortable for you, you can use that. Okay. So this string, because I have to type every time, so I'm a string, I do a lot of stuff. So technically to write all this thing every single time when I write this string, it's not possible. I wanted to name this string as something. Maybe I will call it as a A. I will name it as a A. Maybe this string I'll call it as a B. Okay. So this is all what we call the declaration. There's nothing but aliasing. These names we are doing in our conventional way, more understandable way. Okay, even not only 3 here. You can even write something A is equal to, A is equal to 3, B is equal to 3, something like that. This and all we call it as a the declaration of this thing. See, similarly, if we go back here, type A is equal to, B is equal to 3, and print of A plus B, give us same result. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Because these and all we call it as a variables. A comma B are variables now. Why? Because you can change this variable to whatever you want. A is equal to here. Change it to, in the next line of code, I will change to A is equal to 5. And next I will change B is equal to 10. Again print it. A plus B. Sorry. So previous print is a 5. The next print, when I change the and B values, I got as a 15. These are called as the variables, where the values can be varied over a period of time. Coming back to here, we created a string. This string, which we have created, we can use and do a lot of operations. So the first operations I'm doing on the strings are, so I'll create a small, the variable name is a small. I'm a uppercase. I'm storing into a small because these are all into a small letters or lowercase letters. Somewhere you can name anything, it's fine. I'm just calling it a small rs. And our first operation we wanted to do is, can I convert this entire string into the uppercase? I'll call it the lowercase. This and all in the lowercase. I wanted to convert entire this string into the uppercase. How can I do that? Small dot, tell me. There were ready-made functions are available. We no need to do it in manually. The functions which are available over a string here, upper. So what will happen? You see, this I am lowercase letter. These are under the lower case. When I call the upper function, this is what we call it as a function. So our method, anything. So what is it is, I will tell you what is it. So, so you had to write lot of code in generally, suppose if the I, A, M, L, O, W, R. So technically, if it is a C language, you had to write to convert into the upper cases, go and check for this ASCII value. What is the corresponding ASCII value in the uppercase? Okay, replace that with the capital I, capital A, capital A. All the things you have to write a very big chunk of programming. But this is like why we had to do for such a simple operation. No need, right? So they have created the function, kept all the code inside this function. Whatever the logic is required to convert this into the uppercase was kept into this and giving you as a function. So it's like a wrapper of all the low level code. So when you call this function, so it will be created as an uppercase. And so now tell me what about the lowercase? So suppose I am uppercase. This is the string was given. Maybe I will store into a large, something like this. So how can I convert this into a lowercase? Just guess it. So it's a common sense questions, right? That's why I'm asking you.
Just keep large dot lower.
Excellent. That's it, right? So we can just choose the things like which we are just guessing, just guess it. That's what I'm telling, not necessarily to be true. So that's how the lower, nothing but it will convert in the lowercase. Upper is nothing but it will convert to uppercase. I do have some sentence. So this is sentence was given. I will store it into a variable called some sentence. So can you see here trailing spaces for the empty spaces? Can you tell me how can I remove it? What could be the function to remove the spaces? You can guess, no? Just anything, whatever you want. Some of you already having some other programming language experience, right? Which function it could be? The trimming of the spaces or stripping of the spaces. I would like to strip.
Uh, Maybe strip function. We can use the strip function to remove the spaces.
Excellent. So one of the ways you can use the, this is which side? Is it a left side or right side? Which side you wanted to remove the spaces?
On all of the text.
No, no, I wanted to remove the spaces only here.
Okay,
Yeah, here
so we
it's
can
already spaces over there. Huh? Yeah, so you can remove
right
on the,
strip
excellent.
or
R strip. R strip is
yeah.
nothing but right side you do the strip. Strip what? Spaces.
Oh,
Provide a space here. So what you're
okay,
telling the system, the space is nothing but this is the space, right? So the single space, you remove all the spaces which are at the end of the right side of a sentence, this string. Now you can see it
okay.
got removed. Just over it, you can see the space got removed, right? So earlier the space was there, now it got removed. Similarly, how can I do for this sentence? Some I will call it as a star. So here I do have at the beginning of the sentence the spaces. I would like to remove the spaces from here. Tell me what could be the function. Here I have done on the right side.
Yeah, it's
Here,
L strip.
right. You try to speak and everybody. I want this class to be interactive, right? Just guess it. It's a very simple questions only. So this at the beginning or left side the lines were removed. Can you see here? I didn't even pass the space. Still, it was able to remove the space at the beginning. Even if you pass, it will work. Here also, I remove it, still it works. What is happening here? If I don't provide any value here, by default, it is considering to strip the spaces. That is the key thing here. So it is always better, you can mention it all the time so that it is more readable. Or even if you remove it also, it is fine. Most of the people knows if you wanted to strip, mostly people try to strip the spaces, not any other value. Now, what about this? I do have the left side as well as right side. I wanted to remove from the both the sides. Which function I should use?
The normal strip function may can remove both of the ends.
Yeah. So yeah, that is a good way. So even some people maybe from the knowledge which we got here, still you can use this thing, right? Uh, R strip, you do the spaces. On top of that, you call the L strip, removing the spaces. You're doing the R strip as well as L strip here. Or the other way is, which you have explained, very simple way, just call a strip function. Then remove left and right, all the sides. So and you see there are multiple ways you can write same program. This is a better way to do. So these are like from the knowledge which we got. So now again, can you remove the hash? How do I remove this hash? Which function I should use? Would like to strip what? The hash.
You can keep like hash in the strip function, like
Yes,
r
we can
strip.
keep exactly or strip hash. So here we are removing the space. Here we wanted to remove the hash. Just replace it with hash. So you can see 444. Even if I'm not writing the print, it is getting printed. In the notebook, what will happen, in the last line, whatever the value is there, it will try to print, even if you don't write the print statement. So next time onwards, I may not write all the time. So at the beginning stages, I'm writing it, but later I will stop writing. If I wanted to print what was there in this value, so I will not write print. I will just keep it at the end of the cell. It will directly print it. So we have removed the hash. So what about this? I would like to remove both the star as well as hash. How can I do that?
You can directly use a strip star and hash.
True.
Star
How
and
can I
hash.
pass here? So star and hash, if I use right, it will try to look for where is the star and hash. It will not, where is that? Yeah. Here, what is happening? It will try to look for the star and hash both together, right? So what about the this thing? What do we call it as? Now, what will be the output of this? It's just a simple question. Where, yeah. So what will happen right now? What it will try to remove?
Maybe error, like it will get an error.
No, it will not return error. So we are telling the function to strip these things at the beginning or ending, right? So here the star at the beginning, but the ending there is no hash. It will not remove. That's it, right?
Okay.
It will not remove. It will try to remove if it is existing. If it is not there, it will not try to remove. So these functions are fail-proof. Even if it is there, it will not throw any error. Why? Because even if the spaces are there, whatever is there. So here, if it is a hash was there, it will try to remove. If it is not there, just keep it as it is.
Mhm.
Okay, so these and all a few couple of functions which we can play around with the strings. And so the main important thing is how these values are getting stored into the memory. How these values are getting stored in. Suppose I will create this all the strings. This suppose this string is two apples for there. Internally in the computer, how the string gets stored? Maybe inside your RAM. So each value is a character. The string is nothing but list of characters, right? The computer only knows the characters. The character is represented with the numbers, which is nothing but ASCII or UTF. So if you go into the microcontroller level, the computer only knows zeros and ones. How can you represent A as a zeros and ones? We do have the ASCII table, uh, generally ASCII table. So ASCII is a very basic one. We do have the very advanced topics like UTF-8 and all. You can see here, 0 is represented with 0. And where is the A? Character A, capital A is represented with a decimal of 65. Small a is represented with a decimal of 97. So at the end, each and every character is a number. This 97, again, you can convert into binary format. Computer will understand such a way. So similarly, so the memory of this one, it will try to store in the character by character. It will not store entire thing is a string. Computer will understand the characters. The first character at this location, second character at this location, third one is at this location, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Total how many characters for there? Tell me total how many characters?
8.
Right. Including the space. Space you should not forget. Space is also a character. That was also having significance. So total 8 characters were there, and it will store into an index format. 2 will be storing at the index of 0. The space is at 1. A is at 2. P is at 3. Another P is at 4. L is at 5. E is at 6. S is at 7. The indexation starts from 0, not from the 1. Though the length is 8, length does not vary. Okay, so this 2 will be stored at the computer's memory, the index at 0. And the space is at index, whatever the characters correspondingly will come, that will be stored at the particular indices. So this we call it as indices. And if I want only the character number 2, I can still get it. Well, I can use the squared braces to access the index and pass the 0. Why? Because I want the 0th index, which is a 2. See, you will get a value of 2. So what if you want the value at A? A is it stored at the index of 2. You pass the 2, you will get the value which is stored at the index 2, which is nothing but A. When you pass 7, what will be that? S. What will happen when you pass 8? What will happen when you pass 8? Any guess? That is there or not? It's not there. It will throw an error. Why? Because this index is not available to access. It cannot give you any error. Index error. String index out of range. Index is not available. That's what it's trying to say. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So now I would like to get the values from A to S. A till S. Or I would like to get only the A to E. No, sorry. A to E. Apple. Only that much I want. So I can use the slicing of the indices. So A is starting at index number 2. Get 2 colon till where we have to go? E. Right? I want from the A till E, which is at index 6. Okay, so this is what we generally think it will happen. A is at 2, E is at 6. So 2 to 6 with this symbol. So with the increment of 1, what will happen? The increment of 1. So start from this number, which is at 2, go till 6 by incrementing 1 by 1. So first 2, increment by 1, it will go to 3, increment by 1, 4, increment by 1, 5, increment by 1, 6. Try to execute. It didn't work. E is not getting printed here. E is not getting printed. So what to do? Very simple. So here the understanding is from the 2 to 6, if you go, 6 is excluded. Till 5 only it is going. You keep one more, 7 you put. At least you will try to go till 6. So what does it mean is, so the format is starting index, the ending index plus 1, colon increment I. This is the format we have to proceed. Starting from the 2, ending if you wanted to go till 6, you add one more one thing, 7, then increment. So now you get apple. What if you want apples? Well, S you have to go. S is at 7, so you have to add plus 1, nothing but 8. It will give you the apples. So this is a little bit catch trick we have to do for the index slicing. This process we call it as slicing. All right. Next, can you tell me? This one I wanted to here 5 till the monkeys. I don't want it to have this thing. Till monkey space and n I don't want it. 0 the index here
19
length increment by 1.
and 1.
Yeah. So one of the tricks here is to make it in a shortcut way. Same thing you can write in this way also. 0 don't put 0. It by default it will consider from 0. Don't put this thing. By default it will increment by 1. Still you will get the same answer. The standard procedure. If you don't pass s, it will try to take from 0. If you don't pass I, it will take as a 1. What if you, suppose I will start from 3. 3 is at index of what? 0, 1, 2, 3. What is the value? 3 monkeys. 10, right? 3 is at 10. 3 is at 10. How do I write now? 10, maybe till monkeys, till at the end I want. Okay, last index is how much? 21. So 20,
21.
right? 20 means plus 1 we had to add. It will become 21. I told you if I don't add I, it will take by default as a 1. What if I don't pass this one also? It will go till the end. It will go till the end. At least 1 should be there. If 10, I'm starting from 3 and go till the end. What if I don't pass anything? Starting and ending and increment. Only single colon. Starting will be 0 by default. Ending will be till the end of the string. Increment by 1. Same string we will get. Starting from 0 till the end of the string and increment by 1. Same string will get if I don't pass anything. There was one more trick. See, I told you we have to calculate this thing. Suppose if I want only till the monkeys. So you said something like 0 to 19, right? So you might have calculated same thing. I'll keep it here till 19. Let us see, let us remove the 1. So it should give us the same result. 3 monkeys. You might have calculated till 0, 1, 2, 3 till n. But in the indexation can happen in the reverse way also. Suppose if it is starting from left to right, it starts from 0. If you wanted to calculate from the right to left, it starts from -1. The n will be stored at the index of the 20, or what do you call this? The monkey means 21, right? N is at 21.
21.
Yeah. So, or it can store it at the -1 also. The space is at -2. If you're calculating from the back, right? So now, instead of 19, because I wanted to, this is the index of 19. This is the index of 20. To get till the monkeys, I had to take +1. That's why I got it as a 19. Till this index I'm taking. This index is -2 also, right? Just keep from the back, if you calculate -1, this is -2. Still you get same answer. 0 till -2. Now take these numbers. By using the simplest slicing technique, can you find the only the even numbers from this list, from this string? Sorry. Tell me the start, end, and increment. How can I do that? So for this even numbers,
Mm, I don't know how to write by 2 or something. So
yeah, Yeah, it's okay. So this is at zeroth index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index, 5, 6, 7, 8 index were given. So index is even number starting from 2, right? 2 is at index of 1, starting from 1. So till we go end, right? End of the string. Don't pass anything. So then it will go till the end,
Oh, okay.
right? Then you have to increment by 1. Suppose if you do this one, it will give you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But we want alternative numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8 for the even numbers. So get even numbers. This is our goal. So don't pause here, it will go till the end. But increment you have to put. By default, if you don't pass anything, default value is 1. Keep it as a 2. Now increment by 2. Take 2 at index 1, increment by 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. Get the index value at 3. Increment by 2. Get the index value at 5. Increment 2. Get the index value at 8, 7. Right, like that it will like. So this is for the even numbers. So similarly, we can do for odd numbers also, right? What can I do for the odd numbers?
Start at 0.
Right. Get odd numbers, nums of 0 till end. And what will be the increment? 2. Got it, right? So these are very good ways are there in the Python. So very simpler things, very efficient, and you can
So,
use the logics.
so for example, I have like a random number.
Yeah.
In that case, I need to write if it's by 2, if it.
Then we had to write the program. We had to write the
Okay,
program
okay,
for the iteration. Yeah, that we will discuss when we discuss the for loop we had to create and do the program.
okay, got it.
All right. So today we'll stop here. It's been 1 hour, and we'll continue. So next class I will let you know. So then you can ask Rani to add to the group so that next class information and all I can provide into the group. All right. Thank you. So if any questions, I can take it, or we can end the class.
Is this the first class or
It's the first
because
class. No, no, this
okay,
class, don't get confused with the number. So this is my batch number. The class 5 is a
okay.
batch number. Yeah, don't get confused with that. Yeah, this is the first class. So all right, so the next class, continuation of this, we had to do a lot of things with the strings. Strings is not yet over. And there are like very, very good things. And this Python will take at least next 15 hours maybe. Okay, the fundamental. Then we will start for the Python for the data science. I mean, to Python for machine learning. Then we have to start for the statistics and mathematics, and consecutively we'll go ahead. If you are confused, if somebody is new, right? Syllabus is something looks like this. Uh, 1 minute. I think some of you attended my demo or not. In case if you guys are planning to watch my demo class, demo is nothing but what I will be teaching and all I have explained over there. So here is my number. I can share the demo class with you. You just ping me in the WhatsApp. I can ping you. So this is the course. So where I'll be teaching the Python, fundamentals of the Python, data types, list tuples, dictionaries, and the control structures, and a lot of things, functions, comprehensions, and the Python for machine learning, where we discuss the NumPy and the pandas, and the cleaning of the data visualizations, okay, and data analysis, and some of the mathematical technique like vector algebra, matrices, probability, and the data science entire life cycle I will explain, and then we'll go with the exploratory data analysis where we do the real-time analysis of the each and every variable, then statistics, central limit theorem, hypothesis testing, normal distributions, and the machine learning algorithms, the regression and classification. So all the algorithms which belongs to the supervised and unsupervised algorithms like linear logistic, SVM, okay, random forest boostings, so model selections, creating the model, training the model, and we will do at least 10 projects here. Every algorithm will have one use case. We'll try to solve 10 problems as a model sort. We'll train the 10 algorithms and we'll build the 10 solutions at least. I hope you're clear. If anything questions you have, you can ask me right now or even you can ask me over the WhatsApp. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I hope there are no questions, maybe.